Hey, it's Mark with another Super Bowl or Smash Attack video, and today we have a Central Town Hall type of a base, and it's a little bit of a hybrid kind of a base, I guess. It's not really, I mean, it has some ring elements to it. It's pretty wide open. There's a lot of openings in the walls, so the troops could definitely maybe path around, but there's openings to get in, so troops could go in too. So, it kind of can mess with the pathing because of the way the walls are. So it kind of has that kind of ring type of an element to it. And, that's probably about the closest I could say. And so let's come up with a game plan for this. First of all, the Flame Flinger can't take down the Town Hall since it's in the center, obviously. Second thing is to look for the expos. And all of the expos, there's kind of two, they're a little bit into the base on this side. And they're both air. And here the other ones are on this side. And they're air too. And so they don't have massive damage, or massive range, I mean. And so if we think about these on this side, first of all, they are a little bit more towards the corner. And so if we look at this one at 3 o'clock, for example, and they're going to be symmetric, they're pretty, it's pretty symmetric. It's the same on both sides. And the Warden, or the Flame Flinger, first of all, coming in from that side, there are some defenses to work through. So it would take maybe a little bit of time to kind of work through those defenses. But in order to get, to come in from this basically 230 type of an entry to come in where this army camp is and path to that single inferno, probably need to get the expo out on both sides to help with that pathing, just because there's this empty wall space here, and so the troops are not going to, it's going to take a jump to get them in there. And it could be tricky. I mean, it might be that these expos are far enough away, but I would really, to set that funnel, I'd want to be able to take the expo out on both sides, and that's a lot of buildings to go through. Plus the expos have a good chance of taking out the Flame Flinger. So the Flame Flinger is probably going to be better in a different corner. Let's look at the other two corners at 6 o'clock and at 9 o'clock, and they're looking pretty symmetric too, which is kind of normally how it works. The multi-mortar is over on this side. So sometimes I try not to put the Flame Flinger on that side, just in case that multi-mortar can target it, because that would definitely shorten the life quite a bit. But I do like that the Grand Warden is on this side, so the Flame Flinger might not actually be able to get to the Grand Warden anyhow, but because there's quite a few buildings to go through to be able to get there. But yeah, I do like that Grand Warden is over there. When these walls just have this small opening in them, I don't think the Flame Flinger will go in there. I think that even though it's not completely closed off, I don't think the Flame Flinger, I don't remember a case where I've seen the Flame Flinger actually go through in that small of an opening, which is weird. I mean, I would think that it would go in there. Now watch, we'll do this replay and the Flame Flinger will go in there. But I don't think I've seen it happen before. I don't know if that's a thing or not. But I get a little bit worried that when there's just that small gap, that that the Flame Flinger won't actually go in there. And so if we go then with the Warden, we could go either probably 12 or 6 o'clock with the Warden if we put the Flame Flinger over at 9 o'clock. And it's, I guess, the same problem really with 12 o'clock is that Expo. There's just too many buildings over there for the Warden to be able to clear that Expo. And so, yeah, the Expo would be better, I think, at 6 o'clock. And then there'll be a Super Wallbreak. So the main path army will kind of come through this builder hut. Super Wallbreak that wall, come through these storages. You know, put a jump on that builder hut, and you know, Rage probably coming right into this eagle. Nice thing about this entry is taking out that eagle right away, and jumping to get into the town hall area. And so we'll see what happens. I mean, there's possibility that the boulders could, you know, when they get into this area, are they going to come over here or over here? It sort of depends on how much they've cleared out already as they're coming in. But that would be the idea. And then Rage as we get to the town hall, and then you know, put a jump like in this area where this single is. Everything is so open in this area, so a jump is really not needed to like get access to any buildings. It's just gonna kind of mess with pathing maybe a little bit, but I probably would want to do a jump maybe to get to that single quicker. Yeah, so that's the game plan. Let's see how things pan out actually. Okay, 9 o'clock, the Yeti with the Flame Flinger behind, Warden down at 6 o'clock, the healers behind. Yeti goes in to kind of help with clearing some buildings, and it was taking that multi-mortar for a little bit. Not much to worry about at the bottom here for the Warden, which is nice. And so I'm going to be keeping my eye on that multi-mortar, probably is the biggest thing with the Flame Flinger, just to make sure that he doesn't get targeted. With that air defense right here, it's not very easy to take down that multi-mortar with Loons. Otherwise, I'd be thinking about doing that. But so far, Flame Flinger has not been targeted, or has not tried. Now he's going to go, and here I put in the Yeti to tank for that multi-mortar. And minute 40 left here, so I'm bringing in the troops. The funnel is, you know, good enough, and we just have to go in and roll with it. Multi-mortar goes down by the Flame Flinger, which is good. Taking out the king with help from the headhunter. Getting ready to put Rage down there to take down the eagle, jump to get into the core. Rage will be coming down shortly, going into the core. And then here comes the clan castle troops, poison them. And usually when the troops get into the core like that, I'll be thinking about putting down the royal champion soon. Here comes the royal champion. And the last Rage in the core goes down to kind of help with the troops. That single was starting to fry some troops, and so I put a freeze on it, and the royal champion is coming through. Another freeze to get rid of that, to freeze up that expo, and finally get that single inferno down. And we've got the clan castle troops now opened up. The Flame Flinger opened up. The Loons I put in to kind of help with some tanking, and I kind of offset them because otherwise they would just be taken down by the air defense. And the royal champion nicely, the ability cleared out about that corner. And now there's not much left in this base. It's going down fast. Plenty of troops left to finish off the rest of this base. And it goes down no problem. This base is completely crushed.